Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new national party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
If you want to stay married, divorce speed. Never drink and drive. After whiskey, driving is risky. A message from the Traffic Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force. Prime Minister says government is clear on intentions to improve operations of cabinet. Details to this story and more in the national report. Welcome back. With the details to the news of Friday, September 13th, I am Sherry Ann Noel. Prime Minister Dr. The Right Honourable Keith Mitchell says the new cabinet manual, which was approved 3 months ago, speaks to the clear intentions of his administration to improve the operations of cabinet. He was addressing his cabinet colleagues and permanent secretaries at the start of a workshop to implement the new cabinet procedures. Pointing out that it took a significant amount of time and resources to get to this stage, Dr. Mitchell urged cabinet members to adhere to the rules to effectively perform their required duties.
The benefits of the procedural changes included in the new cabinet manual include more strategic cabinet meetings, colleagues with smaller agendas, less time spent on routine issues, more time for in-depth discussion on how to address our nation's major priorities as reflected in the government's medium-term agenda and other developmental plans.
The manual also includes text on a new process for proposed legislation and for more consultations in preparing policy proposals. He says further consultations will ensure sound decisions are taken, with all sectors working together to achieve common goals.
The revised template, therefore, for cabinet submissions must prompt ministers to include evidence, and therefore ministers have to insist that their permanent secretary do no less. Provide evidence and analysis to support those proposals so that we can be assured that we be choosing the most effective options and can implement it with adequate resources and management. It also would include a summary of preparation of a summary of implementation plans. It's no point. We'll come up with the best decisions and policy, initiative, and activities. And then the implementation is not there.
Dr. Mitchell says once understood and implemented in the right format, the end product will be a stronger cabinet secretariat. The workshop sought to assist ministries through their ministers and permanent secretaries to utilize the most important templates required under the new procedures for submissions to cabinet. The project was initiated in 2017 by cabinet with support from the World Bank, and the new manual was approved in June of 2019. Cabinet Secretary Mrs. Beryl Isaac says while the new manual is consistent with the practices of countries with a cabinet system similar to that in Grenada, it is suited to our context.
Today's engagement is part of our change management strategy that was developed jointly with Dr. Johnston, and we will be reaching out to different levels of the public service in sessions like this one to secure widespread acceptance of and compliance with the procedures in the manual. It will soon become evident through this engagement that the new manual emphasizes greater use of evidence in preparing policy proposals for cabinet submissions.
The initiative, she says, was born out of the realization that there is need for greater efficiency and effectiveness in the delivery of public services.
At a time characterized by resource constraints and increasing citizens' demands, it is critical that we examine and improve our practices to make the best use of our resources and deliver better services to our people. The new Cabinet Procedures Manual is the product of an attempt to do just that. In 2017 and the years following, the Cabinet Office received technical assistance from the World Bank to conduct a comprehensive review of the Cabinet procedures. This process was inclusive and incorporated the inputs of ministers and permanent secretaries. The review was led by the World Bank consultant, Dr. Mark Johnson, who has extensive knowledge of cabinet systems, having worked, and he's still working, with several cabinets throughout the world.
David Hopking, Acting Policy Development Officer in the Cabinet Office, told the ministers and permanent secretaries that it is important to see the workshop in the context of the roles and functions of the office, the highest administrative office in the public service.
Therefore, we are the center of excellence. Basically, Cabinet Office is expected to support the Prime Minister and his cabinet in effectively delivering on government's programs. The Cabinet Office is responsible for coordinating the effective implementation of government policies, systems, and procedures, and the overall performance of the public service for efficient administration of government.
Dr. Johnston Mark, World Bank advisor and consultant who was instrumental in developing the new Cabinet Manual of Procedures, encouraged the ministers and permanent secretaries to use every opportunity to engage on any aspects of the text needing clarity.
But it's been very much a joint effort. There have been quite a number of the changes that are in this new manual are initiatives of the Cabinet Office, not from me. Hoping that you all contribute enthusiastically to this day. There's quite a bit of time spent on the program of people making contributions and working things through. And I would particularly like to thank everyone for the opportunity to be here.
This is the National Report. More news after the break.
Prepare for hurricane. Prepare for hurricane. Make sure you have your radio and your batteries too. Waterproof flashlight candles will do. Tin stuff, garbage bag, first aid kit. Come on people, make sure you have it. Clean water in a container and a hurricane plan. Hear me no man.
Hurricane damage is beyond your control. Surviving the aftermath is up to you. Have a hurricane plan. It can save your life and your family too.
Prepare for hurricane. Your hair, prepare for hurricane.
Welcome back. A two-member delegation from the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation in Agriculture wrapped up a 3-day visit to Grenada on Friday as part of moves to provide additional support in the modernization of this country's agriculture sector. Details in this story by Mina Booker, Public Relations Officer in the Ministry of Agriculture.
The mission provided an opportunity for ICA to get a better understanding of some of the challenges the agriculture sector faces, so as to put in context the significance of the contributions made to the Marabou Abattoir.
ICA sees itself as an integral partner to ensure that we respond to the priority needs of the member states as it relates to what are the challenges and the key issues that will advance the agricultural sector. There are various ways in which we add value to working with our member states. For example, we have technical experts We have a lot of research material, and one of the things the minister highlighted this morning was the whole question of R&D, research and development. We have networks with various institutions, other international, regional institutions, as well as community groups. We also have some resources that we get from our member states, as well as we mobilize from other institutions, donor agencies that we can bring to support the various countries. In particular, we have provided some support to this abattoir as one of the I wouldn't say flagship, but one of the initiatives we have made a commitment to supporting the government of Grenada.
That's Ms. Beverly Best, ICA's Director of External and Institutional Relations. The ICA delegation met with ministers and permanent secretaries of the Ministry of Agriculture and Foreign Affairs respectively. Following a meeting with the Minister of Agriculture and Lands, Honorable Yolande Bain Hosford, on Thursday 12th September, the delegation, comprising of Ms. Beverly Best and Mr. Greg Rollins, ICA's representative in the Eastern Caribbean, ECS, visited the Marabou Abattoir, a facility that ICA has been supporting. They were accompanied by Mr. Derek Charles, ICA's national specialist in Grenada. ICA became involved in the project in 2018 when a request was made by the Ministry of Agriculture for technical support. Mr. Greg Rollins, ICA's representative in the Eastern Caribbean, based in St. Lucia, foresees that the abattoir will contribute to an increased production in livestock.
I think the abattoir is in fairly good shape. It is a facility that really would allow for the expansion of the livestock industry here in Grenada. Obviously, there's a need for some work to be done, and this is what ICA is doing. We are working with the government of the Ministry of Agriculture and with other agencies to see how we can help to get the abattoir to a point where it's at, state of the art, but also serve as a basis, most importantly, for the increase in the production of.
I want to say thank you to Ms. Bess and Mr. Rollins for the visit here today. The ministry is committed to working with ICA. ICA has been a partner with the Ministry of Agriculture for quite a long time, and we continue to be working with ICA. ICA has continued to keep supporting us, and we are really grateful to have these two delegates here from ICA today.
For the Ministry of Agriculture's Public Relations Unit, I am Mina Booker.
The U.S. Navy hospital ship USNS Comfort is now in Grenada waters, in preparation for its week-long assignment administering free medical care to Grenadians from the 15th to 20th. Dr. Francis Martin, Senior Medical Officer in the Ministry of Health, says they have been conducting discussions for about 2 months in preparation for the visit, and having done due diligence are satisfied that all on board are qualified to provide professional medical care to Grenadians. While people will be required to visit the Trade Center, Kirani James Athletic Stadium for screening, there is a list of people at the General Hospital in need of surgery who will be automatically taken to the ship.
The ship would be for more serious services and surgeries, especially surgeries that have been pre-arranged. In the General Hospital, we have a waiting list of persons needing surgeries for cataracts and hernias and so on. We've sat with the medical director and went through the list of persons who were on the waiting list, 18 months to get surgery. And we've sorted those out and see some of those who can receive surgeries under the ship. Those have been listed. They will be called during the day today and tomorrow, and they are expected to come to the stadium tomorrow so that the surgeons on the ship can actually get to see them and look at them and make sure that they're ready for surgery. And first thing Sunday morning, their surgeries will be given to them, and those are people who are pre-arranged at the General Hospital. There are some people who probably are not pre-arranged at the General Hospital, but you're a person who needs that kind of surgery. You don't have to wait to be called from the hospital. You can come down to the site, and once you're deemed requiring the service, they'll take you out to the ship.
The ship will conduct approximately 100 on-board surgeries, provide medical services at the 2 land-based medical walk-in sites, and support community outreach to address public health issues. On-board surgeries will fall under the categories of ophthalmology, general surgery, orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, wound care, and urology. Adult medical services, pediatric medical services, dental, physical therapy, and dermatology will be offered at the walk-in medical sites, which will operate from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day on a first-come, first-served basis. Dr. Martin says all is in place to ensure adequate follow-up care where necessary.
At the exit of the ship after surgery, we have Grenadian healthcare providers who are going to take a note of everybody receiving surgery and to be able to plan their follow-up management. And it's very critical because the Grenadian healthcare providers understand the systems very well. And of course, the follow-up will take place either at the general hospital or the community clinic, depending on the circumstances of their surgeries.
The visit of the USNS Comfort is part of the ship's 5-month deployment to Latin America and the Caribbean on a medical assistance mission. And with this, we come to the end of the National Report for Friday, September 13th, 2019. Recapping the
Yes, indeed. Good morning to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. 20 minutes after the hour of 10 o'clock on the Spice Isle of Grenada. My name is Sheldon Scott.
And I am Devon Romain.
Yes, indeed. No, it's not Batman and Robin.
Yes, you my queen.
Yeah, different dynamic duo. Yes, we'll be taking you up until the 12 o'clock hour. Carriacou, you indeed have to be proud of this young man, eh? Golden, yeah? I don't know him personally, I have to find out about this guy. But he's got a voice on him, man. Yes, indeed. Devon, how was your weekend, man?
Well, quiet.
Quiet?
Yeah, because I was more in-house. Well, in-house for the whole past 4-5 days anyways.
Yeah, you're taking an extra little rest and that kind of thing?
Yeah, I need it.
It's important to do that sometimes.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Hasn't been, the best of myself for the last couple of days. But, God is good.
Well, we know you know your herbs and things, so we don't worry.
God is good.
Yeah. You just tell me what to take, so.
Morning, Brenda.
We say a very special Grenadian good morning to each and every one of you listening via terrestrial radio. Those of you listening via 97.5 City Sound FM. Yeah, the big bad City Sound FM, man, broadcasting out of River Road. Yeah.
89.5 CRFM.
What do you call it? Pong for Pong Radio.
Pong for
Campeche International, man. Pong for Pong Radio. Yeah, broadcasting from there in Monjaloo in Carriacou. 92.9 Sister Isle FM. We say a special good morning to the staff out there at Sister Isle and all of the listeners of our Sister Isle FM. And we know that Carol and the staff there at Paddy's Enterprises, they're listening. Good morning. And we say a very special, glorious Grenadian good morning to each and every one of you.
Yes, good morning. And out there in Brooklyn, faraway land, 94.9 We Noise Radio. Morning, Wade.
Yeah, Wade was eating oil down all 12 o'clock this morning.
I steal oil long. I watch it, the oil long steal.
Nah, boy, you're mad. That Mr. Watson. Nah, what's saying ain't no...
Mr. Watson give him?
Yeah, what's saying ain't nobody no steal oil long.
Well, all right, you go eat it.
Yeah, you get good oil long.
You just happen to eat it late.
Yeah, the only thing with that oil long is it wasn't made on the island, but it's what's that make it. So it's good thing. I ain't going to have you on that one. It's good thing.
Yeah, even Mr. Watson and his wife, yes.
Yeah,
but other than that, I mean...
Yeah, and we say a special good morning to those of you who are online listening to the program today. Sean, I see you there, man. Adries, and Teresa, and Cynthia, and Stedlin. All of you on the live this morning. Remember to like and share the live like I'm doing right now. Every time I say it is when I'm doing it too, Yeah, so like and share the live. So, yes, we're saying a very special, glorious Grenadian good morning to each and every one of you. And we do hope that you're having a fabulous day. Also, those of you viewing via YouTube. And we have a significant number of persons who view and listen to this program via YouTube. You see, watch the phone line ringing. I know who called it. You see, I missed that one, boy. But I sure I know who was calling there. I grab it just at 2 minutes, the overseas line after we say that.
Yeah,
you know who calling. Anyway, let me say good morning to somebody else up there. Zingo, good morning, bro. We hope you're having a wonderful day. Evelyn Alexander, the Zingo.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Good morning.
And also to Muscles.
Yeah, the mussels, man. I haven't heard about
WeiVybz.
mussels for a while.
I hearing about mussels right through, man. And WeiVybz, good morning to you. Last week was Mussels' birthday, you know. Yeah, last week was Mussels' birthday, and so...
Happy belated, my brother.
And to WeiVybz, we say a special happy birthday to you. Well, not WeiVybz, not happy birthday, no? Hello to you, WeiVybz, yeah. Not happy birthday. Next thing was the birthday in shooter, no? Yeah, but...
And hey, those of you out there in Canada, man, Montreal, Toronto, Roland, that's Pedro, and all of you other guys, good morning to you.
And Pedro's here. I don't even get to see Pedro, boy.
Sonia, and all you guys out there, good morning, and hope you're having a wonderful day so far.
Yeah, the person was calling on the overseas. Call back now, man. Call back. Let me see. How sure is this person?
They still eating oil long, hard.
Man, they eat oil long, boy. That can't be no stale oil long. And then you take it when you take oil long and you put it aside there and you kusume. Sometimes that's the best, you know.
You see, Wade's favorite, famous for eating stale things, things that stay in the fridge 5 and 4 weeks.
Friend from school, I don't know about that.
Good morning and welcome. Good morning.
Hello. Hello. Yes, hello.
Good morning.
Wonder if something is wrong with the overseas line. Let me see. Good morning. Well, we answered the overseas line and I'm not hearing the person.
We're not hearing the person, yeah. But hey, wait if
we hearing them, but like they're not hearing us, Mr. Technical Man. Make a check. Yeah, because we hearing them, but like they're not hearing us. And since last week, I realized we've been having that problem similarly with the local line. Let's try again.
Good morning and welcome.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, sir. You're hearing us?
Can't hear you. I'm not hearing you guys.
Yeah, then something is definitely wrong here. So, Mr.
Hello?
Technical Man, we need you. Mr. Technical Man, hear us yet or no?
Laz.
They're not hearing us on the overseas line. Yeah, hold on. Don't hang up. Don't hang up. Because in this case, I can't pick up the phone. Yeah. Try changing or something. Yeah, I'm not sure what's taking place there. But they're not hearing. So... All right. But we'll see what we had to do. They ain't hearing us. That's what they're supposed to hear us. And they're gone. Mm-hmm. Yeah, let me pull up a little piece of that tune there again and see if we could get that while we get that sorted out. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Whoa, good but you body now. Oh, I like you, mama. Sunshine. I cherish every moment in time. See, I'm so grateful that you are mine. What's up from your wine? But on the real, you are truly one of a kind. Cause you've been working so hard. Take a little time off. Yeah, so let we hit the club now. Take a shot and free up. Now let your head down, girl. Show off your beauty. We gonna turn this night into a movie. See, all eyes on you. Girl, from afar, you shine bright like a star. See, all eyes on you. Yes, you my queen. You shine from deep within. See, good but you bad for days. Show off all your ways. See, good but you bad enough. Ooh, I like you, mama. So hard, take a time off. Yeah, so let we hit the flap now, shut and free up. Now let your head down, girl. Show off your beauty. We gonna turn tonight into a movie. Yeah.
All right. Think we've got the problem licked.
Yeah.
So give us a buzz back, bro.
Mm-hmm.
We were hearing you, but you couldn't hear us, and we think we found what the problem was. So give us a buzz back.
To all of you calling from the overseas line, it's 347-329-3101. And local 473-440-7377. Give us a call. And good morning to all our school teachers and students who
SAS open back today?
Just returning to school. SAS happened to be one of them.
SAS is one of them, yeah. SAS is open back today. Saw some students looking all prim and proper on social media heading to school. We have a caller.
Good morning and welcome.
Well, we use it inside their clothesline.
I know what kind of clothesline you're talking about now, boy. This 2019. We use dryers.
I didn't eat oil long 12 o'clock in the night, you know.
I'm glad Mr. Watt hear you for yourself, you know. I'm glad because me and you on the phone and he hear you for yourself. I tell him.
Once is
you with his two loving hands.
Once is you.
Big man, you up now. You never hear the taste something like it hot, something like it's in the pot 9 days old?
Nah.
Eh? You pretend you know oil and pilau and them things have a better flavor, a better taste when it's a couple of days rested.
Not in Grenada.
Huh? Well, hey, not in Grenada, but in America, you worry about it. Someone tell you in America they need to. You have a lot of we here don't eat. A lot of you here don't eat food after the first day. They're throwing it out.
Morning, Mr. Watts.
No, I didn't know. I just happened to went and dropped something for him, you know. I hand my bag. I reached in my bed and I don't ask him, what is this bag? What's in my bag? I'm going to check. And I open it. I say, just in case I wake up and see the sunrise, I will take some now. How you guys doing?
We cool, man. Not too bad.
How was the weekend?
It's been for me. It was a quiet and still kind of busy one.
For me, I'm in bed whole weekend. So.
Oh, Devon, this thing is not a recreational habit, you know. If I'm thinking that as a recreational habit, you know. You okay now? You feeling alright?
Yeah, much better today. Much better.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Keep drinking the hubs.
Yeah, I'll do my best. All right, my brother.
And at the end of the day, Devon, don't run out too quick. As soon as the program comes, I'll call you guys back. I have something I want to just share with all you real quick. Both of you guys.
No problem.
All right?
But who tell you I want to talk to you?
Just hang on for 5 minutes.
One love. Good.
Who tell you I want to talk to you, bro?
You're not to talk to me. You just go hear what I have to say.
Okay, no problem. No problem.
That's all.
All right.
All right, guys. Have a good day.
One love.
Yes, indeed. And, folks, we're going to come with the WaterWeiVybz program at 10:45 and the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority program at 11, yeah? So at 10:45, you will be hearing the WaterWeiVybz program and at 11, the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority program. I think it's important for us to bring it a little later because some people, by the time they join in, they miss it. Yeah. Yes, so we're bringing it a little later for you, huh? And over the weekend, we've had the U.S. naval vessel, the Comfort. It is here, yeah? It is here. And it is offering services to the Grenadian people. In fact, on Saturday, the official opening ceremony of the visit and the first opening of the two centers, the Carriacou James Athletic Stadium and the Grenada Trade Center, both of them opened officially yesterday. But the first group of patients, those are people that were sent through the general hospital who had kind of immediate emergency surgeries to do, they went on Saturday. Yeah? So they are out there and so on. And folks, it's this simple. Because I think some people unnecessarily so try to overcomplicate things. You are ill. You do not have the money. They are offering a service. In fact, I think they're offering eyeglasses and so on in one of the locations or both locations, eye tests and so on. If they have the glasses, you could get the glasses one time and that kind of thing. Yeah. They're offering dental. You may not be able to afford to go and do a filling right now. You can go. They can do the cleaning for you. They can do the filling for you. And we're not speaking about any trainees here. We're speaking about world-class dentists. world-class doctors, world-class nurses that are there and offering a service to you for free. So suppose you have a filling to do. You don't go and do the filling. Next thing you end up having to do a root canal or an extraction because you have option A or option B. So you might end up having to do a root canal. They are not doing root canals because root canals are extensive and take a number of days to do. You do some now, then you have to wait a while and come back and do a piece, and then you have to wait a while. And they're only here for a few days. So they're not doing root canals, but they're doing the fixing of the arm, they're doing the fillings, they're doing the cleanings. And if you really want it, they're doing the extractions as well. Yeah? So they're doing that. If you need it and you want it, go.
It's a wonderful opportunity for
Yeah.
most of us Grenadians who, would have, some form of medical complications, and you may not have the money immediately to get it done.
Because
it's an opportunity for you.
I know of people that went yesterday, they got their fillings done. They got their teeth cleaned, they got their fillings done and so on. No, they're not doing dentures, they're not doing root canals, but they're doing the basics. At least if you get your fillings done and you get your teeth cleaned, then when the money make up, you might be able to do dentures.
Exactly.
You might be able to do the root canal, but at least you get some of what has to be done now. Yeah? And I think that's very important. You've also got people who have to do ultrasounds, who've got x-rays they got to do, or some people say x-ray. But you've got to do your x-rays. You've got to do your ultrasound and other things. You don't have the money to be able to go and do it locally. You don't have the money. Some of you've been waiting 2 and 3 weeks for somebody in the US or in Canada or in the UK to send the money for you to be able to go and do it. You just don't have the money. Here it is. They're saying, we'll do it for you for free. So go and do it. Why are you waiting? Yeah? They open at 9 a.m. So they open. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people down there now. I have a friend went there with her son yesterday, and they diagnosed that he had a problem with the skeleton, the bones itself were growing kind of funny. Scheduled them for surgery and everything one time, fixing up. That is something that mother might have had to look at her little son growing up with. Might have to look at him grow up with this slight deformity that would have affected him, affected the way he walked and everything. Yeah, affected his ability to do certain things. And it's being done for free. Yeah. Some people are with all sorts of conspiracies, don't go, don't this, don't that, don't go, don't this, don't that, and that kind of thing. I'm saying, you get the opportunity, it's either yes, you take it, or no, you don't take it. But don't cuss and vex with people and want to upset with people because they are seeing that they could go and do this and get this done and so on. Don't be upset with people.
I've yet to be convinced by all the theories out there that convince me of a reason not to go. You know, with all everything that you're saying, you have still not yet convinced people a good reason why not to go and take care of their health. You know, so I mean, it's sad to know that we have Grenadians who continue on social media and wherever, continue to, to push that sort of, foolishness and so. Don't try to, not because some of you can afford that you can go to a private doctor or what and do whatever, or you can fly out. Don't deny the average Grenadian the opportunity to take care of their health. Don't do that.
You want to know the greatest, Devon? Yeah. One or two of the same people who was on social media saying, be careful, don't go, they don't trust, this sort of thing, they were at the sites yesterday.
Of course.
And they was in the line before a lot of other people reached. In other words, they was trying to get through early and leave so people wouldn't know they was there.
Yes.
So some of the same people who was posting on social media, don't go, and calling programs and saying, don't go. Those were some of the first people at the sites yesterday. Yeah? So I'm hoping more of you who really can't afford, because believe me, in between there yesterday, you saw people who can't and you saw people who could. There are people that could afford it, but they see, watch, I could save myself a couple $100 here, or I could save myself a couple $1,000 here.
Yeah.
And they decided, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Because if you, who need it, can't afford it, telling your daughter and telling your son, don't go, and saying don't go, if you doing that and somebody who could afford it see the opportunity
and go in,
they go in, and there's nothing wrong with that. So when you see somebody the bad ride pull up and you see Mr. So and so and Miss so and so go in and use the service, don't vex.
They're concerned about their health.
Yeah.
You see, and that is what the fundamental issue here is, your health. Right? No one knows when a particular issue will arrive with you. You need to take care of yourself. Right? You get an opportunity to do it free of cost. Make use of it.
That's the same thing. Yes. The Chinese government offered similar services earlier this year. They were here this year as well. This year or last year they were here. And they were here before that as well. Yeah. So they've been here. And I should have taken pics. Only looking for trouble. But believe me, some of them were in the line, especially at the Carriacou James Stadium. I could confirm that to you. Yeah, especially at the Carriacou James. Some of the same people are telling people don't go. That's why I said on Saturday, I think some of them were saying don't go, so they will get you faster.
Very quick,
Yeah? So, folks, the team is here until Friday. You've got fillings to do. Make the time. Ask your boss for the time. Yesterday was a perfect day because it was, the thing is, transport-wise may have been a problem. But otherwise, it could have gone yesterday. So, yesterday was an opportunity. You've got the opportunity today. They're there at the sites at Carriacou James Stadium and at the Grenada Trade Center until 3 o'clock. They're there until 3 o'clock. And then same thing tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and your final opportunity is Friday. Please take the opportunity. Take the opportunity. You want to be able to smile without having to worry? Yeah, you want to be able to smile, and when you're smiling, you have to worry that it has space here, space there, space there. Fill the teeth. Go get it cleaned and get it filled. Deal with it before it gets to the stage that it has to be extracted. Or you have to have a root canal, a more extensive thing done to save that tooth. Yeah? Do that now.
There are a lot of us with problems with our eyes.
Yeah?
Go and see. I'm about to go.
Gallbladder.
Yeah.
You have gallbladder problem. Go. Do that. Go and get that sorted out.
Some of us.
They have the laparoscopic surgery. They make the little incision and they send the camera in.
Inside,
and they do the surgery. They don't have to give you a big scan, a big cut, and then open out to go in. No, they do it. Come on. You've got opportunity to do if you have cataracts. In the Caribbean, we have a problem where with the sun, lots of us end up with cataracts. And we end up with the other growth, which is not a cataract, but the other growth that's coming across the lens. They're doing that surgery for you for free. That surgery is a couple $1,000 you have to pay for that, Yeah. Or you have to wait long to get it done through the general hospital. You're getting that done free. Go and do the thing now. About you don't trust this and you don't trust that. And folks, let me make this point before we... Morning, Kiki. Osbert, good morning to you too. You go and interfere with Hannah. Hannah. About you. Me.
Hannah, that's the right place to go. With your complications, that's the right place to go.
Me go and interfere with them.
But so...
what I'll say is this, folks. Social media is far-reaching. Social media is very far-reaching. When we say things, know that it is not 1988. It is not 1972. That when we say something and it happens here, it stay more local. Until probably a man on a boat find out about it, and when he go in a next country, talk about it, and people in that next country find out about it. Or we ain't going and send a telegram to say certain things. And those days was telegram and them kind of thing. You ain't going and send a telex or a telegram to say them kind of thing. Or if you write a letter and when the letter reach, you understand? It's not a situation like that. These days, when you say something within 30 seconds or less, it is already around the world. And I have been monitoring what is being said on some social media platforms, in particular, the U.S. Embassy in Barbados, their Facebook page. And some are scaring the living daylights out of the parents and family members of the guys on the boat, the guys and girls on the boat. They're worried that their family members should not come on shore leave in Grenada because of some of the things that are being said. It's like if people here had this massive problem and they go, do something to the people. And we are the most peaceful island. Everybody know we're the most peaceful place. But the statement some people are making, it's scaring the living daylights out of the people on the boat. Not them on the boat, but their family. Their family members are saying, they're praying for the safety of their family members. They're saying, well, our family members shouldn't go on shore in Grenada. And if they're saying that there, imagine in their own communities in the United States what they're saying to other people who are potential visitors to our country. You're damaging our tourism product simply because some people decide to fabricate some information in some instances or to drag up some outdated information as though it is something from now. And when you try to explain that to you, they attack you personally.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, folks, we have to be careful.
It is sad.
We've got to be careful. We've got to be careful. Yeah? Nice. Hey, it's 10:45, so time for us to take the WaterWise program. And then after that, we're going to chat a bit about the water situation and this heat that we're going through. Yeah, so we're going to take the WaterWise program right about now.
Water, Earth's purest, life-sustaining resource, can easily become contaminated by environmental conditions. NAWASA continues to improve the quality of its water supply through state-of-the-art water treatment systems and trained, experienced staff. NAWASA preserves our health and quality of life. NAWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Good morning, consumers. Glad you can join us for this edition of WaterWise, a production of the National Water and Sewage Authority, NAWASA. I am Wendy Chateau. As you may have heard on our last program, the rainy season has brought no relief with drought conditions for NAWASA, and as such, 4 of our water systems continue to record an over 50% reduction in water intake. The result is reinstitution of valve regulations for those systems, that is Les Avocats, Annandale, Mardi Gras, and Bonaccord. On Friday, we heard from Assistant Manager of Transmission and Distribution, Ernest.
If I found a genie, I think my first wish would be the one.
Water, Earth's purest, life-sustaining resource, can easily become contaminated by environmental conditions. NAWASA continues to improve the quality of its water supply through state-of-the-art water treatment systems and trained, experienced staff. NAWASA preserves our health and quality of life. NAWASA, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Good morning, consumers. Glad you can join us for this edition of WaterWise, a production of the National Water and Sewage Authority, NAWASA. I am Wendy Chateau. As you may have heard on our last program, the rainy season has brought no relief with drought conditions for NAWASA, and as such, 4 of our water systems continue to record an over 50% reduction in water intake. The result is reinstitution of valve regulations for those systems, that is Les Avocats, Annandale, Mardi Gras, and Bonaccord. On Friday, we heard from Assistant Manager of Transmission and Distribution, Ernest Bruno, who began sharing some light on the dire situation, what NAWASA is doing, and how consumers can help. As promised, we continue our conversation with Mr. Bruno this morning. What measures do we have in place in the event that this situation becomes more dire than it already is?
Well, as NAWASA, we always look forward. And we hope for the best, but we prepare for the worst. By that I mean, presently what we are doing, during the dry period, we had installed tanks at various areas. For instance, we had installed tanks in the Mondelis area, we installed tanks at Marian, we had tanks in Frequente, right, just to name 3 areas. So what we will do, we'll continue to fill these tanks and ask the customers to use it sparingly, right? We always ensure that the tanks remain filled because we have persons checking them and our water truck continue to fill them as required. Now, the challenges that is also brought with this, what you might call limited supply. Once we start to regulate our valves, it means that we are closing off the water almost every day. Once you start closing these systems, water systems, pipeline, are designed to run full.
Once you start emptying these lines, there comes the next problem. So the same water we are trying to save, to distribute, right? What sometimes we have to do, an opening, what I would like to call flushing the lines. Because once the pipe becomes empty, what you have is what you call the biofilm. This is what people sometimes tell you, that they get dirty water. Well, we say turbid water, but it's the same thing. So once you start doing that, it means now that your flushing has to increase, and the likelihood of persons getting turbid water is very possible. So we are asking the public again to, it's not that we want it, but just bear with us and help us as we fight with the situation.
Mr. Bruno, we're in what is quote-unquote the rainy season or the hurricane season, that period of time when we usually get a lot of rain, and it allows for Nawasa to be able to store and better supply their customers. As it is right now, it's almost like the dry season has been prolonged into this time of year. As customers, and of course coming out of this, we're going back into the dry season. So of course there might still be that challenge, it might get worse. As a customer, what can I do to mitigate the effects of situations like this?
We both have responsibilities. Now, I also have responsibility to provide the customer, as we always say, with safe, adequate supply. Similarly, the customer has a responsibility so as to have adequate storage. At some point in time, water supply will be interrupted. All water systems have its problems, right? There are various causes. What I would also like to say is that years gone by, we have proven that the rain season and the dry season is not as it used to be. In other words, what can happen now is that rain can fall heavy in one day and you don't get rain again until next 2 months. And as long as you don't have what you call sufficient rainfall, you will always find these shortages in supply. So customers need to know that they have a responsibility so as to have adequate storage, and it will be incumbent on Nawasa, and I can assure you that we will provide you with water via our trucks or whatever means necessary.
As highlighted by Mr. Bruno, an important factor is that although there may be spells of heavy rainfall during the given month, these tend to be very few and easily overshadowed by long periods of dry spells. As such, we encourage you to review the valve regulation schedules published on our social media platforms and make all the necessary preparations to facilitate water storage. This brings us to the end of WaterWise for today. On behalf of the entire team at Nawasa, I am Wendy Chateau, wishing you a fantastic day. Remember to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay connected.
Water, Earth's purest life-sustaining resource, can easily become contaminated by environmental conditions. Nawasa continues to improve the quality of its water supply through state-of-the-art water treatment systems and trained, experienced staff. Nawasa preserves our health and quality of life. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Grenadians are well known for being friendly, hospitable people, so let's keep it that way. Here are 5 tips that you can use to better serve visitors, customers, and each other. Smile while interacting with persons face-to-face and on the phone. Maintain a warm, friendly tone when greeting someone. Be polite when asking a question and offering items for sale. Ask your guests if they are comfortable and enjoying the experience. And in all that you do, exceed expectations. Tourism benefits everyone. Tourism is everybody's business.
Yes, indeed. So we've had the WaterWise program. In a little while, we'll be bringing you the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority program.
And we really need water, man.
We need the water, yeah. The people want water. But you can't tell Nawasa that they ain't giving you water. If they don't have to give, I can't understand it. No, I try to understand reasoning within some persons. Every one of us is complaining about the heat. Every one of us is. I don't hear nobody saying they're loving this. No. I sweat like a slave in the bottom of a slave ship last night. Seriously. Heat. so glad to see some overcast right now, hoping that some rains fall because like the Les Avocat Dam is nearly empty. We've had an extended dry season, so
very much so.
The amount of water we expect in these last few months, we have not gotten anything close to it. Not even close. And within the last few weeks or so, we've been experiencing some really high temperatures. I've seen temperatures like 36 degrees Celsius, even going up to 40 degrees Celsius. And so at least I'm in the south of the island. And those are the kind of temperatures I'm seeing popping up, at least on my devices. That's what I'm seeing popping up.
I'm sure if you get an opportunity, Sheldon, you crack an egg, you'll poach before it reaches the ground.
Well, the thing is, and some folks may not be aware of that, it's not just a Grenada issue. There are people that have died with heat stroke in Japan. In some parts of Europe, they're going through some serious hot weather. So it's like and it's projected that we have another heat wave coming through. Yeah. We may have a little bit of rain. And so right now, we have another heat wave coming through. Folks, it's important though, as much as possible, that you stay out of the sun if you can avoid it. Yes. If you could use an umbrella, right? Try to wear lighter colored clothing. If you wear the dark colored, like, I like to wear my black and them kind of thing and my dark blue. And if you're wearing those colors, it's going to make you more warm. It absorbs more heat. It's just scientifically the case. It absorbs more heat. It's going to keep you more hot. All right? If you could avoid having to stand out into the sun, you could use the shade as much as possible. Or if you've got your umbrellas and so on, in the case of those of you that get some serious headaches with this thing, if you have your hat or so on to shade your face, shade your head, drink your water. Make sure that you drink enough water on a daily basis. Day as well as night, because you're sweating in the night, you're sweating in the day. Make sure that you drink as much water as possible, whether day or night. All right?
And an appeal to all of you out there, the elderly and our young ones. Ensure that they have available to them water to drink, especially our elderly citizens and our young ones, right? Pay attention, right, to them. Mm-hmm. The heat is not easy.
Yeah, you've got to be very, very careful, especially the elderly. Folks, also, you've got to conserve water as much as possible. For those of you that listened to what was said in the WaterWise Program 1, they've created storage areas in some areas. They've created storage that NOWASA will bring water to from other reservoirs. Maybe instead of Les Avocat, they needed more Avocat. Yeah. Change the dam. Change the name from Les Avocat to more Avocat.
And you'll get some more.
Maybe you might get some more. Yeah. But once it's less Avocat, it always has less.
Going down.
You need more Avocat. Yeah. So they need to, they're looking at improving storage island-wide, as it is.
Number of sites,
Yeah, they've been doing work. They're multi-million-dollar projects where they've been doing work to improve storage. But you can only store when there is water. There's no water to store. There have been none for the last few months in significant enough numbers for them to store. Yeah?
And also one of the things NOWASA has been doing over the last couple of months, those of us who travel over the hills, you notice NOWASA has been using the lake, Granitang Lake, as a source for a lot of water. They have been doing extensive work in increasing the lines, the capacity, and so ensuring that there's no leakage, so much more water can be pumped down to the Annandale.
You see a leakage, let us know. We know how to get in contact with.
Important. Yeah.
You see a leak, let us know. We know how to get in contact with immediately for you, and we'll get that sorted out ASAP. All right?
And you'll be surprised to know how many gallons of water that will spill from a small break in your pipe.
And you already don't have. And the thing is, they've gone into valve regulation, and when they shut off these valves, and you heard it in the program there, and it stays off for a while, and then they turn it back on, you end up with a problem. Like all the little things that might be in the line build up over a period of time. That's the first set. So you basically have to flush the line first before you start getting water again. So we have to be careful. Yes. All right, so folks, we hope and pray. I know every time I wipe down and wash my car, rain does fall. So I'll try that today. I'll try that later. Yeah, every time I wash it down, that's when rain does fall. So I'll try to wash it down later and see if I can help the situation. Yeah, no, serious. I tell you, every time I wash it down, rain does fall. So I'll try. Sometimes while I wash it down, as soon as it's shining, That is when the city first juices start to fall. I said, oh God, man. So I'll try that.
Sheldon, I want to make an appeal to residents in the St. Andrews Southwest constituency. All those of you persons who are interested in being part of the NAGMA, right, team in St. Andrews Southwest, is asked to come out to a meeting on Monday the 23rd of this month. That's next Monday at the Grambra Community Center from 5:30 p.m. It's very important. A number of issues, right, is there to be discussed, and so we want to make sure that we have enough persons to assist in the case there's an emergency, right, in case there's a disaster. And so we want to ensure that we have everything in place. The list of shelters has been released, and so we want to sensitize as much persons, right, as possible as to where and what they're all about. So we're asking everyone who want to volunteer, who want to be part of the NAGMA team for St. Andrews Southwest. And so please, try and attend the meeting on Monday, please the Lord. Next week, Monday, the 23rd of September. Okay?
All right, folks, it is 11 o'clock, and we did promise you the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority program right now. So let's just skip right over to that, and then we'll be opening up the phone lines. You can call. It's open line today. You can call in. So let's head to the today.
A pleasant morning, listeners, and welcome to our program brought to you by the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority. Ever so often, we continue to uncover more and more secluded areas being used for the disposal of waste items across Grenada. For this morning's feature, we wish to address private waste haulers who choose to shortcut the task at hand in delivering waste to the landfill, but instead find the easy way out through the creation of illegal dump sites. The creation of illegal dump sites continue to be a pressing issue not only for us at the authority, but also for other interest groups, organizations, and the citizens of Grenada. Illegal indiscriminate dumping has been on the front burner of our public education program for quite some time, and we continue to be deeply concerned with the persistence of the environmental, health, economical, and social effects it has on our island. Concerns arising this morning are that areas on the eastern and southern sides of Grenada are being used for the disposal of huge quantities of tires, galvanized, building rubble, office furniture, excess concrete mixture, electrical waste, construction waste, etc. From the huge accumulation of waste uncovered at secluded areas, we are aware that this practice of poor waste disposal is as a result of persons entrusted to carry waste to the landfill shortcutting their obligations through the practice of illegal indiscriminate dumping. For those involved in the practice of illegal dumping, it may seem as the waste being disposed of is away from the eyes of the public. However, the effects of these poor practices towards waste management are placed on the shoulders of residents in surrounding communities, persons involved in various outdoor activities such as diving, hiking, hashing, who now have to contend with an increase in the mosquito population, rodent infestation, eyesores, pungent smells, etc. In accordance to the Waste Management Act of 2001, Part 5, Section 32, Subsection 1, which states, and I quote, "A person who generates waste may only discard it in 1. An appropriate receptacle, 2. By delivering it to the holder of a permit for the transportation of waste, or 3. By taking it to a facility licensed to receive waste. Failure to dispose waste in this manner is considered illegal dumping, and a person found guilty is liable to a fine of $20,000 and 3 months imprisonment." End of quote. This morning, we would like to remind private waste haulers that the landfills operated by the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority at Perseverance here in Grenada and Dumfries in Carriacou are the only authorized locations for waste disposal by law. You are required to take the waste entrusted to you for safe disposal directly to the landfill in a bid to avoid the fines and penalties associated with illegal dumping, as well as the effects of illegal dumping on the environment and human health. Persons using the services of private waste haulers can also play their part in ensuring the waste is directly taken to the landfill by calling to verify. One phone call to the landfill will give you information such as the type of waste discharged, weight of the waste, and the time and date of entry at the landfill. Everyone suffers from the poor waste management practice of illegal dumping. and it's in the entire country's best interest that persons adhere to the guidelines required when it comes to the safe disposal of waste. Let us remember, a cleaner and healthier Grenada begins with you and your attitudes towards how waste is treated. That's our presentation for today. Do have yourselves an enjoyable remainder of the day from the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority.
Seatbelts are not as confining as a wheelchair. Drive carefully. A message from the Traffic Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new National Party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
If I found a genie, I think my first wish would be the one thing that I want more than anything in the world, and that is to see my mom one more time, just to spend some time with her, even if it's just for a minute, an hour.
Yes, folks, so you've had the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority program there.
Still singing music today.
And I find every other month the Solid Waste Authority had to tell all of the same. All of these big, hard-back man and woman in this country, and some children, yeah? Why that we telling all you, put the garbage where the garbage supposed to go, so? Put the garbage where the garbage supposed to go. I think by now we're supposed to know that, innit?
No, I'm wondering, Sheldon, that if we introduce, if the garbage company introduce, for example, separation of garbage, I mean, if it's so difficult now for us to be just putting the garbage where it's supposed to be, if we have to sort out our garbage and so for the trucks to take them like recycle and this.
We can do it like the States, you know. If you don't do it, you get a ticket.
You get a ticket. I think very soon, sooner or later, that ticket system should be introduced in the cities. St. George's, Grenville, St. Patrick's, and so to have some more uniform in terms of, the disposal of garbage, especially our business people and so. I don't think they are doing their best to ensure that they discard of the garbage the right way.
I think, and Ms. Duncan, I think we need to talk to solid waste because there are one or two things that are happening that not really supposed to be happening and so on that have seemed to become normal and different.
Yes.
So I think it's important for us to have a chat.
For a talk with solid waste.
Yeah, we had to have a chat with solid waste. Yeah.
Very, very important. So,
nice. Yeah, we need to have that chat with solid waste. So, folks, I think we might be having a surprise guest this morning.
Surprise guest. Sheldon, also, I've been seeing a lot of movements in the St. Patrick's area. And so when it comes to
roads and bridges?
Roads and bridges and so.
Mainly bridges right now.
Yes, mainly bridges.
Mainly bridges
so.
right now.
Yeah.
And I know the people at St. Patrick's going to be upset with me. I have not been up to St. Patrick for a little while. I've not been up to St. Patrick for a little while, so I am not sure. I know that the project was launched and so on. You've been up there, you're going to see. I haven't been to see it.
Yeah, the project has launched. When you go Bailey Hill, you know that hill, when you leave Hermitage to go up, they call Google Bailey Hill before you get into Mount Rich itself from Hermitage. Going up to St. Patrick's.
After you come through, let me see, there's Magjo on that side.
Yeah, so after you pass Hermitage.
Close rock kind of thing.
Yes, the close rock. Yeah, that has been, I would have loved to see them keep that design, the zigzag. But no, they have to get rid of the rock.
The zigzag is more distance you're traveling.
Yes, it's more. So they're making, getting rid of it and doing what's
Hey, and Deepo is saying World Games on our heels as well. Yeah, the World Championships are coming up. Our own Karani James with a time of 44.47 opened this season, and he's a high possibility for the games. We've also got our Anderson Peters, the Pan American Games champion in the javelin. We've got the bronze medalist in the decathlon. So we have quite a few people coming up and thinking, man.
And the thing is, Sheldon, a couple of years ago, we'd have just been mentioning Kirani James. Not anymore.
Yeah, no.
It's Kirani James Plus.
Yeah, so these days we had to say Kurt Felix, Lyndon Victor, Anderson Peters, Markham Felix,
Josh Boateng.
You understand? We have to say
Taplin,
Braylon Taplin.
You know, so it's a whole, it's more than a handful of Grenadian athletes out there.
I see my door opening. I see my door opening. I wonder if it's...
I think we...
we guess supposed to be coming just now anyway. So we're looking forward, folks. We're just kind of holding right now because we have some guests who are coming, and we just take... Nazibi, let's take a short break so we could sit the guests down.
The new family of EC polymer notes.
What is different about these notes?
The feel.
Polymer notes are made from a thin plastic film which makes the notes feel smoother than the paper notes.
The orientation.
The notes have a portrait orientation. You will read the notes from top to bottom instead of left to right as you do with the paper notes.
Unique tactile feature.
The front of each note has raised bumps at the top left-hand corner. These bumps form shapes that are familiar to you.
Holographic foil strip.
This feature is on the $20, $50, and $100. When you tilt the notes, the images and colors in this section will change.
New image on the $50.
The back of the $50 bears the image of former governor of the ECCB, the late Honorable Sir K. Dwight Venner.
New signature.
All the notes bear the signature of the current governor, Timothy N.J. Antwine.
EC polymer notes. Cleaner, safer, stronger.
What kind of thing? Why not tell him leave you? Why not tell him leave you? And why he never mistreat you? But you'll never. You're stuck in your battle, but you still have him holding on. And when the time comes, you calling it so you could go. Why that is a genie stuck in a battle lover? You know she have another, but if you rub she, you can get she. Oh boy, you have a genie stuck in a battle lover. Keep me under.
Yes, indeed, folks. And we've got in studio with us a surprise guest this morning, Dr. Francis Martin. Good morning to you, Doc.
Morning to you and the listening public.
All right, indeed. We know it's a very, very busy time for you. How has it been going thus far with the visit of the U.S. naval vessel, the Comfort?
The visit has been going really smooth. Much smoother than I anticipated, much to my relief, actually. I was just telling Commander Shannon a while ago that this is probably the most structured and organized mission I've ever seen. And I said, well, I kind of expect this because these are military people. I mean, you shouldn't expect anything different or less from them. So it was quite nice. It's been going well. Persons are receiving the care. People are getting surgery. People are getting their screening going on. The only issue is we have to keep working on the numbers to make sure that people maximize the opportunities.
Mm-hmm. I remember it being said that they're offering a specific number of surgeries per island.
Yes.
And how much surgeries are we due to get?
150.
150.
Yeah.
But it's Grenada, if we ask nicely, we might get one or two more.
Actually, we did already. And we were reassured that it is possible. Any savings that were made in previous missions, we be able to get those savings. So I really wish that we will take maximum opportunity.
All right. How have things gone yesterday? You've been seeing significant numbers of people at both of the centers. I saw some people go off on Saturday for surgery. How many people on Saturday went off?
Kevin will be able to tell us on Saturday how many people went off. But they went off on Saturday, but it's really Sunday they got surgeries for.
They had to prep.
They had to prep them, yes. I'm quite pleased to report that on Sunday at both sites we had in excess of 200 and something persons, 280 something persons one site, and another close to 200 on the other site. So for a Sunday, where transportation is, I mean, it's really good, and probably Kevin will give us the more detailed numbers as we get, as he's joined us.
Before we go into those numbers, and so what are some of the main areas that people have been going? I know they've got eye care, they've got dental and other things, but what are some of the main ones that people have been going to the sites looking for?
Oh, dental is major and quite a welcome, because from our school health program we recognize that's a significant gap in our dental care. So as a matter of fact, my site supervisor just a while ago told me that site number 2, which is the trade center, they are now at maximum capacity for dental for today.
Wow.
The other sites, the other services we're getting are cataract removal, optometrist service for eyes, the growth in the eyes, pterygium movement, minor surgeries, lump and bumps. I just came from the stadium a while ago, and one patient was so happy. She got her cyst from the back of her head removed, and those are
wait. They did the surgery at the stadium?
No, that was done on the ship. Also, these are done. Yes.
Okay.
On the ship, but the only surgical procedures that are done at the site are the dental surgical procedures, but all the other surgeries are done on the ship.
Wow. So she's happy she got that bump out.
She's elated because that's if she goes to a consultant, that's a couple $1,000 she has to spend right there, and she get that freely. So.
Wow. I think it's time for me to go and deal with my bump.
I wonder which one.
I ain't going to talk that one. Doc, we'll discuss this one after. So, Kevil, we're going to switch to you for a short while. Everyone knows Kevil always calling into the program. I think some people may be seeing him for the first time this time. But you've been hearing Kevil for quite a while now. Kevil, what are some of the information you want the general public to know there? I hope everybody been behaving themselves.
Well, yes, quite nicely, and we applaud them for that. Most importantly, Sheldon, I think Dr. Martin would have touched on most of the key areas. But one thing I am here to really do is to encourage our Grenadian brothers and sisters to take advantage of the services. I'll tell you why. So I've been working the sites since Friday from setup, and most of the calls I've been receiving and answering. Likewise, on visiting both Saturday and yesterday and up to this morning, I have seen people, I would say, who can afford taking advantage of the services, whereas the ones who cannot afford, and I will be blunt about it, the ones who always go around with raffle sheets on motorcades, they are the ones making a set of negative comments. Let me warn you people. I have seen many people, so to speak, in our language, coming in, going back in, coming in, going back in. So like in, out, out, capitalizing on all of the services that are there. And they are the ones who have money. But the ones who, as they say, less monkey, more dance. So less people come, them fellas and them realize what, you know what, you have people here, let me take advantage. I have seen people who has two operating companies like the bus owners and so on. I have seen people who hold on top level management jobs, and this is no joke. I have right now a request from a manager of a particular company. These people owning over $5,000 a month, right? And so much so that they are the ones coming in and reaping the benefits from it. And we have people on the sidelines who will come back after the Americans are going and say, listen, can you help me do this?
I want to add something to this. The most common surgical procedures that we see requestings are things like hernia repairs, and to see the people who need those repairs. These are people who cannot afford to get these things. So the only people that are going to benefit at the end of the day are the local surgeons. That's the only people who benefit. So those who have hernias and things, please go out and get your free surgery.
Well, I kind of alluded to that a bit earlier because I was passing by. Well, I went to the stadium facility yesterday. I didn't use the facility yesterday. I thought that it would be important. I do always like to go to the back of the line. I prefer other people. And when I passed there yesterday, when I passed early, it was okay. When I went back later on, I thought it was Wagiti Bingo because I started to see a set of vehicle park up along the road.
That is correct.
But it's not just vehicle park up along the road. It's the kind of vehicles and who I know own these vehicles.
That's the point I'm making.
So it's people who I know might be able to jump a plane and go to Florida and get this done. They might be able to go to some other hospital, go in Canada and have this done and so on. They can afford it.
Right. Thank you.
But they're making use of it.
Absolutely.
And meanwhile, I know of a young person in St. David who has an internal issue, and I was encouraging them, go. And up comes their father about, I don't trust these people and them don't go in this thing. They're bringing you down there to kill you. And they can't afford, they need to do ultrasound, they can't afford it.
Right.
They have to get medication, they can't afford it.
Right.
They need to do other checkups and so, they can't afford it. And here it is free, and they're being encouraged, don't go.
Yeah, it's just an amazing...
Sheldon, I'll tell you something. Eh? Yesterday, a number of government ministers capitalized on the services. Today, they are also requesting to go back again. So, all I can say is that to the naysayers of and as a matter of fact, I am scheduled to go tomorrow, praise the Lord, and I am taking advantage of it. And this is no joke.
Yeah.
I have 2 very close family members who did surgery yesterday on board the ship. They will be coming off later this afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And from email and WhatsApp exchanges, they are fine. And one of them can't wait to come back a show and tell me thanks so much. So I am glad that she went and she got her issues sorted.
Yeah.
So the most I can do is just to appeal to people. Like one person said to me, and this is important. He said, listen, my mother resides in the States. He said, and she was so disappointed when she hear and read comments from Grenadians, something circulated by a non-Grenadian, and you take it wholesale, and you have a ship, and she know that people does be begging for help.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, if the government can go out of the way, right, and our Prime Minister, in his remarks yesterday, reference what is going on, because it's not just Grenada. The ship has been and will be to other islands. Trinidad was welcoming that ship, right? Ecuador, Colombia, just name it, a number of those countries. And they were so glad to benefit from the services that were provided via that service. The most I can do is appeal to my Grenadian brothers and sisters. Please take advantage now, because you will be saying after Friday, please the Lord, if I had known.
Don't bring the reference sheet this direction. Eh?
No.
I want it all you know. Don't bring it.
If I didn't know.
Well, okay.
So you've got. So imagine this. You've got your child. Your child has a hernia. Here's an opportunity for you to have that hernia dealt with in a reasonable, timely manner that ain't gonna cost you anything. And you there about, I ain't trust that?
I know.
There's the other part to this as well. I've been following some of the comments online, not by Grenadians, but the family members of the individuals who are on that ship. And they are seriously concerned about the safety of their family in Grenada due to what some Grenadians have been saying. They have been posting, and anyone can go to the U.S. Embassy website and see this. In fact, I wish some of you go there and counteract those negative statements. Yeah, look, I see one person saying here they just had their wisdom teeth extraction.
Thank you.
For them and for their grandma done. They just come from there. They're happy.
And,
yeah?
And Sheldon, let me tell you, sir, from some previous missions, you were not able to get, like, for example, in a package. I'm seeing a package. You could walk in there and get extraction, feeling, and cleaning. Some previous missions, you could have only gotten maybe dental. One. So you could save yourself a trip to any one of our local dentists, save some money that are so scarce nowadays, and capitalize on. I'm telling you again, I am going for a complete medical check. I'm young. I want to know how my prostate is performing.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
Hey, my father died with prostate cancer, so I ain't playing that.
Men's health. And a lot of young men out there, they do not know what is going to happen. They say after you pass 40 right now, it is important to do that.
You waiting late?
Well, I've cultivated that practice already.
I started from 34.
You and I are the same, because my doctor, who was just around by GBND, Dr. Joseph McCauley, he said, you too young to do it. I said, Doc, no, I want to get into the habit of doing it, so then I am not scared to do it. My driver at the Ministry of Health, he put on his name already. He said, listen, I coming back and do this thing. And he's appealing to his bus drivers' friends. Men out there, prostate cancer killing us as flies. Women, take charge, take care of your men. Make sure they go and get the prostate sorted. So all I'm telling you, I am debunking a lot of the negatives because I am putting, if you say it is risky, I am willing to take that chance, but I believe in it because I have seen it happen and I have loved ones who have benefited and will continue to benefit from it. And that's the most I can do, encourage people.
It's about that time for the prostate. It's about that time, yeah.
There's a bit of important information that I want to share. Because of the low numbers of surgery that we've had on the pre-surgical screening on Saturday for surgery on Sunday, we were informed that there are additional surgical slots that are available. So Kevin and I have been calling some persons over the last 2 days. I'm going to continue calling this afternoon for persons who need surgery. We're going to be hosting another pre-surgical screening tomorrow, Kevin. It has been confirmed today that the pre-surgical screening will happen tomorrow at the Kirani James Stadium. So those of you who missed the opportunity for surgery before, this is a new opportunity to come on board. Come down there 8, 9 in the morning. The surgeons are going to be there to look at them and to screen them. I would suggest that if you're going to come to screening tomorrow, walk with a chaperone or someone that would be with you, because it is quite possible that when you come down tomorrow for the pre-surgical screening, they might take you on board the same tomorrow afternoon itself in preparation for surgery on Wednesday. If not, they might tell you come back tomorrow come back on Wednesday with a chaperone so that you can get onto the boat Wednesday afternoon for surgery on Thursday. So it is an opportunity to double back on that missed one on Saturday for persons who need surgery. I just spoke to 3 guys a while ago who confirmed to me that they're coming tomorrow. Kevin and I will continue the call in this afternoon to make sure that those who missed the opportunity the first time have a second chance.
Wonderful. And folks, I want to find out one of these things. I know that prior missions with doing IK and that sort of thing, we have children who you say they have cross-eye. Right. Stigmatism, I think they call it. Mm-hmm. Are they dealing with those type of surgeries, or specifically to the cataracts and those?
This one, they want to be specific with cataract and the pterygium, which is the growth in the eye. And I'm happy they're doing it because I didn't realize over the last 3 years how common this thing was in this country. I remember Miracle Eye program. I was happy that it was there. It did a lot of cataracts. The Cuban had a program before, again, did a lot of cataracts. I know that the ship is here. That has been the most common request we have. It means that we really have an issue with cataract in this country. So I have undertaken the responsibility of doing a sort of analysis of Grenada and cataract to see what is causing it, because we really need to start nipping that in the bud. It's really, the numbers are really too high.
Okay. I see Rufus is asking, how does he get a checkup? Well, I didn't even have to answer him. Somebody answered him one time. They said, just go Trade Center or go Stadium.
That's right.
Absolutely. Just go. You have to go and see a doctor and let your doctor send you down. Go.
Yeah, you don't have
go
to
down there and get your checkup done. So they're doing general checkups. You can get your general checkup done.
Yeah, usually if you're adult, you're just going into the adult pediatric line or the adult line, and then you could go into adult, whatever you want in adults.
Okay, great.
Look, you know, I have seen a number of state-of-the-art pieces of equipment down there, right? Yesterday we walked through and see what those guys are doing, right? Everything, I can tell you the very same thing. Just recently we had some Canadians down here doing the dental work and so on. It's the very same setup, the very same procedures, the very same equipment. Everything that they are using is is the very same thing that we do here. There's an elderly man from St. David. He had to get $4,000 and was on a waiting list for cataract removal.
Oh, yeah.
The man is on the ship. Saturday, I get a big hug from a man. And I said, well, I don't know you, but he said, you helped me a lot. I said, how? So I had, someone had asked me the question. In fact, I had called in this program and I left my number. So his daughter called me. Look, Daddy want to do it. I said, okay, well, this is what you have to do. So the person identified me as this is because Angie called me by name. And the man came and the man gave me a big hug. And when I asked him for what, he said, man, you helped me a lot. Go in and remove the cataract. I said, okay. So I saved him $4,000 and I am happy to save more people that kind of money. I mean, if I was getting a cut from Michelle and thank you, I business, I'm telling you.
I see a statement here from Roll. Roll is saying, please tell the prospective surgical patients that they should not eat breakfast in the event They will have general anesthesia. They should take their regular medications with a sip of water. And that's some role. But usually what they do is if you come today, they won't do it today.
Right.
They let you come back the following day.
Because the ship is not docked, they have to be taken to the ship. So the ferry is going to take them to the ship around 1:30 every day. So it's hardly likely they're going to get the surgery the same day. They're going to bring them on ship in the afternoon and the evening with their chaperone for preparation for the surgery on Wednesday morning.
But generally, Royals come in. It's correct. And thank you all for that. Yeah.
Are we seeing folks coming down from Carriacou? I saw Dolly C fighting coming down a little earlier. I know it's just the first day, really. If you're speaking of Carriacou, this is really the first day for them. Are we seeing people coming down?
We have reached out to the people from Carriacou. I personally had spoken to one on the surgeries list. He had some prior engagement, but he will get back to me. I know a number of persons from Carriacou are trickling in. We hope more will come, but I cannot give you the actual count because I'm not there to really, just fine tune and tell you what is what. But a number of persons from Carriacou are inquiring and they are trickling in. If they can come as a group, in our discussions, we plan for the people from Carriacou will not be sitting there too long, right? We have contingencies for Carriacou people, Pity Martin people likewise. Once you reach, you are given priority because we understand the issues with transportation. That was fleshed out and they understand that. So we have, if you want to call it, a different access point for the people coming from the Sister Isles. You could guarantee that has been already set up. So you will not be going and sweating or waiting too long. Don't have no fear about that. You will be taken care. Once you reach and we identify you from Carriacou,
woman,
easy does it.
Gynecological.
Right.
You know the tongue tying up right through these days. I think it's a coffee,
Yeah, we do. There is a women's health section, so you'll be able to get some assistance there. But because removal of fibroids and hysterectomies are really major surgeries that require complex follow-up, they are not doing those two, and I think that was the two biggest requests we've had. So apart from that, other women's procedures, DNCs, diagnostic DNCs, you'll be getting those. As a matter of fact, we had one conversation with the commander at one point in time, and he says, in planning future missions, if we identify the areas of need, they can actually come prepared to do that. But of course, that's a discussion we're going to have as we plan other missions if there are others are promised in the future.
Nice, beautiful. And I see somebody keep trying to call. Let's take a call because I see somebody keep trying to call. Oh boy, and I lost the call. As soon as I answer, they hang up. All right, probably somebody who went on the boat and they want to say what they went through or they want to say. I don't know. Somebody try. Get call coming through again. Let me try it again. Good morning. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Okay, that person is not paying attention to the phone line. They're listening to the radio. Remember, folks, when you call, listen to the phone. Don't pay attention to the radio.
So just while that person might be retiring, one of the soldiers who is at the National Stadium, would you believe he is a Caribbean man?
Well,
he is from Jamaica.
Yeah. I wouldn't know. We have the caller.
Good morning and welcome.
Hello, good morning. Oh boy, I'm not. Yes, I got it now. Yeah.
I'm listening to no radio.
Oh, okay, I get you now.
I'm listening to no radio. Good morning to you, Sheldon. Good morning to the doctor.
Morning. Yeah, go right ahead.
Yes, Sheldon Scott. This is Miss Camille Scott. Yes. Yes.
Go on, Camille.
I know one of the patients that went yesterday. Mm-hmm. And I want you to continue speaking to the people of this country to go and get checked up. Because I went there yesterday and I got everything organized. You understand? I went there Saturday morning and they screened me. And then I went back on Sunday morning to get all my medication. And some wonderful doctors I met there. I met some surgeons and everything, and they tell me, well, when they look at my two legs with the wound, with the ulcer, The surgeon doctor tell me I don't need to go on a boat. It was well clean and nice, and they take care of me. And from the School of Medicine, doctor was there too. And I met Dr. Karen. I don't know she last name because I can't pronounce she last name. And everything was all right. And they give me all my medication. Thank God for that. And then they bring me to another doctor to let you know you have to eat. Because the doctor say we have good food in Grenada. And eat a lot of greens and do me a little exercise. And give me a nice little counseling about my leg. And I'm very grateful for these people and to the government of Grenada and the doctors here. I want to thank them very much for taking care of us. So you have to have people that tell me not to go. A lot of people tell me don't go, they come to kill me and kill other people. But the amount of people I saw there yesterday and we get attendance and the people is very loving. Also the nurses. I must give credit to my nurses, local nurses in Grenada that was here. Was there yesterday. They take good care of us. So I wish you could have stayed a little longer. You understand? Because now a lot of people going. A lot of people calling my house. Because I tell them to go. So they calling me now. You got to walk with your ID. Walk with your ID and go very early. They are telling to you. You know, and thanks to Dr. Karen and Coco. That is one of the pharmacists. She name is Coco. I want to say good morning to them and everybody. So thank you again. And Grenadians, go and take care of yourself. You're getting your medication there one time. If you don't have money, they don't have what they think they go write it and let your family help you get it in America, England, or wherever. But I get all my medication. Thank God for that. So all you go. Don't let people tell you don't go. It's nice people. I even take pictures with all the doctors. I take photographs and I go put them on Facebook and all this. Where they are telling to me and where they are loving me up and counseling you. So Grenadians, go. Go and get checked up. Have a blessed day, Mr. Scott and the doctor.
Right,
have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yes, and it's only hear it from Kiami mouth. Only hear it from her. She went there yesterday, and you were saying there is a Jamaican working there. I have a message here from, not on my page, on somebody else's page, from Rich Boynes. And he was stationed on that ship. And when he was on active duty, he now works with the medical staff currently on a ship at Walter Reed Military Medical Center in Bathsheba, Maryland. He says it's a great opportunity for his people back home. Go get the free medical care being offered. Staff are active duty professionals, and he's from Leicester in Carriacou.
Okay.
He is from Leicester in Carriacou.
So I'm telling you, because the Jamaican guy yesterday, he asking, hey, man, where can I get some breadfruit? So it's like our Caribbean people. He knows all along. He said, man, I want some real Grenadian. He is a Jamaican. So much so that he can't even really lose the Jamaican accent. He's trying to, but he want to go there and sample Grenadian food. Now, importantly, and this story is going to break today. Now, people, amidst all of the negatives you hear, the U.S. ship provided Grenadians, right, with 8 filled oxygen cylinders on Sunday morning, right? Now, we were expecting some from Trinidad, but we wanted to make sure that although we have to plan for in case there was some emergencies or something. We had people in operating theater, we had some in ICU, right? And they gave us 8 tanks of cylinder that was hooked, of oxygen that was hooked up to our bank yesterday. As we speak, the team on board the ship is at the hospital. Listen, they're at the hospital, general hospital right now. And guess what they are doing? They are trying to help fix the issues with our oxygen production plant, free of charge. They are also going to provide some of the parts on them that they have, free of charge.
But we wasn't hearing about that.
Because it only happened yesterday.
It happened yesterday. Another thing that happened yesterday while we were on the ship, a conversation with one of the nurses there, commanders there, discovered also that they have biomedical capability aboard the ship. I mean, they came for medical. So immediately we engaged him and we was like, well, we didn't know we have that. And guess what? They're there now looking at our machines at the hospitals or biomedical machines and offering services and advice and so on. And that is something that happened on the fly.
Nice. I'm also seeing Rich saying here, these humanitarian missions have been going on for decades. I grew up in Leicester, Carriacou. I remember having my first eye exam from one of these visits in the 1970s. I joined the U.S. Navy as a medical professional, and I still am. Trust me on this one. I have nothing to gain. Actually, I would have volunteered to come down with this trip, but couldn't. Trinidad and Tobago, St. Lucia, St. Kitts, Nevis, Jamaica, Haiti, and our Central American neighbors welcome this free medical check. Just go if able. All right. Yes.
Well, then I guess my job is done because you have somebody. I'm telling you. So I mean, the most we could do, and I know that yourself and Brother Romain, up to Naz call me for something because people calling him.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, we're running up and down, but we're still trying to facilitate. Grenadians, we cannot overemphasize this thing. Please go and get it. Like I said, I am going, so I will encourage my friends to go. That's the most I could do. But remember, that's what we are here to do, to promote health and wellness, and that's what we are going to continue to do. So just go on out. We even providing water for you, right? So whereas we ask people to walk with water, we have a water station set up. We've been working with contractors on the island. Grenada has donated water. A number of the supermarkets donated water and cups and so forth, right? We have ice, we have ice bins, we have coolers. We set up water stations at various points so that those who don't have water, they will be hydrated throughout the entire process. We have a number of water stations established. So all that you need to do is bring your good self.
Folks, you all hearing that, and some of you all still saying, I ain't. But you know something interesting though? One or two of the people I was saying don't go, and I heard their voices and saw them careful. The only mistake was I didn't snap. I didn't snap. Had to snap front and center. Don't go. And there was somebody forced people there. There was the forced people in line and all kind of thing yesterday. I feel so Adam say it so that they would free up the line a bit for them to get you
it's
faster.
Possible because as I said, I mean, I wouldn't call the names, but people in our society who has money and who has business and then proper business and then running, and they coming up early and capitalize on those services. I mean, for free, you know. I know of two persons who work at TAMCC who are on board the ship right now for surgery because I transported them.
So if I have gallstones, they might do that one, or that one too extensive?
No, they do that. In fact, they told us that was one of the early lists that they can do the laparoscopic gallbladder removal, which is not the cutting down the belly kind of thing. It's two little camera holes go inside it, which is really high tech, and that's the modern way for removing gallbladders. That's what I'm telling you.
So if all you had is
state of the art stuff,
if all you had is stone and thing, and all you want is stone and them to be all you want to be de-stoned. The people had the thing there, and all you waiting on again.
I'm telling you,
because they have it. They're offering these services.
They are.
All right. What about my friend who have a problem with the hand? They too every now and again with the muscles and them kind of things.
Carpal tunnel.
They have carpal tunnel. They're offering services of carpal tunnel.
So you can head down when you're done, right?
Even some people with trigger finger, some people who, when they close their hand, the finger getting stuck inside and you have to hold it and pull it back out. It's called a trigger finger. I mean, you pay an orthopedic surgeon here $2,000 to nip that for you. You can get it done free.
Free.
Wow. So, folks, you all are hearing all that is available. Make use of the opportunity. I thought this morning you'd see a significant number of people coming. I know the transportation issue for yesterday. But I still expect to see a lot of people coming down today, and particularly to the stadium site.
Yeah.
Especially as you ain't going and drop in town and then go down Granite.
Exactly. Yeah.
You try to go to that particular one. So I still expect to see quite a few people make use of the facilities.
One of the things that you would see, and I guarantee you, us Grenadians, from Wednesday,
lateness.
Look and you will see the turnout on both sides.
Okay.
You see, because a lot of us waiting to hear the first results, how it's doing and whatever, and you see we rush go down, and so on Friday, the last day, you'll see.
But let me ask that one. A question just came in there. They're doing eye tests, so you could go and test your eyes to see if you do need glasses and so. They ain't giving some glasses too, no?
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
All right, folks, I think I'm about to close the program because I think I need to go.
Fortunately, yesterday...
Which one of these sides I should run to?
Anyone.
Both of them, they're giving glasses, right?
Yeah.
All right, folks. I ain't going to be here for too long again. We're wrapping up just now. Right.
Yesterday, our Chief Medical Officer, Dr. George Mitchell, and our Permanent Secretary, Ms. Pauline Peters, they had their eyes examined and they took with them the glasses. They got the glasses, I think, one time.
Oh, and they didn't tell me about it?
Yesterday at the Treat Center.
And I think it's Grenada seems to be very lucky. And indeed, we must commend the Ministry of Health for the work that you guys have been doing, and in particularly two of you who are usually in the forefront, and not just in the forefront like talking on radio and thing. Let us be down to jogging box and all kind of thing too.
Absolutely.
So we'd like to first congratulate both of you for the job that you've been doing, because be it the art piece or the comfort, you two are the individuals who we see. Along with the rest of staff, there's not just two of you, but we need to congratulate the Ministry of Health. The Ministry of Health does take licks when you get licks, but sometimes when something good is happening. So folks, some of you know you need glasses, and so I ain't going for the glasses. I ain't going for it. I mean, I go in. I mean, I need it. You understand? It's about that time. So they're actually giving glasses.
They are.
Wow. Okay, folks, make use of the opportunity. You had to call Kevin, you had to call Dr. Martin. Just find yourself down to the Grenada Trade Center. You have until 3 p.m. They close off at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
Find yourself at the Grenada Trade Center or the Carriacou James Athletic Stadium before 3 p.m. Find yourself down there. I mean, you know you need glasses and you ain't go to get your glasses, man.
You'll be seeing me in mine by Wednesday.
Yeah, I know I might be seeing you with you by tomorrow morning. By tomorrow morning.
Yes.
I just hope that by the time you reach down, you have space in the line, because next thing people hear that and is movements.
But that's why I said the program going on just now, because it's down our road. And we head into the nearest site.
And today is only Monday. We still got a couple of days. So we want to continue to encourage all our citizens. Please make a special effort to go and check your health.
Yeah.
Right? Please. Right? The wealth of Grenada is health, you know. If we're not a healthy people, we have problems.
Let me ask Dr. Francis, because I think many of the times now we looking at the death news or listening to the death news, and you're hearing so many people go with things that could have been prevented,
Absolutely.
things that could have been managed if it couldn't be prevented,
Right.
that they could have had an extended life. And we're seeing people in their 20s going.
Yeah. Okay.
We're seeing people in their 40s and their 50s going, and then you have people reaching 190-something and so. But we're seeing a lot of people go, and a lot of women who are going that cervical cancer, breast cancer. We're seeing a lot of men going with prostate cancer and other forms of cancer. And again, men don't realize it does get breast cancer too. Men get breast cancer too.
Absolutely.
So don't think because you're a man you can't get breast cancer, you're getting it too. But we're seeing a lot of people dying with these things and it's like last minute they find out they have it, and then it's just a few weeks and gone.
Yeah.
They're offering services to monitor and see if these things are there.
Right. Importantly, CT scans. I mean, CT scan is what? $1,500 for certain things, and you can get labs. You get all of that free.
Whoa.
I mean, this is amazing. I just spoke to a girl a while ago who is about to go get her CT scan for a mass in her breast. And under normal circumstances, she has to find that money somewhere. I mean, it's really, really important that we take advantage of those.
Wow.
And labs. So your doctor may have ordered some investigations, right? Go to the stadium or in Trade Center, get your lab work done, bring it back for your doctor, you may save a couple hundred
$100.
That is no joke. So, and you will get back your results same day. That's all you have to do.
State of the art equipment.
State
of the art equipment. Because obviously the American military is not going to buy any kind of any kind of thing.
That ship is deployed through different regions, right? And there's a mini documentary that we have at the complex that plays on the system in there. How those guys operate. Those guys can really take on a number of injured, not just military, but civilians likewise, and help. Now, I read a comment just recently about why they don't go to the Bahamas. And let me say something. This ship started that mission a few months ago. So this one will complete its mission. There are a number of ships in the different fleets. So, and if you don't believe me, go and check it out online. There is the Mercy class and there is the Comfort. So you have a number of ships in both classes, which will then be deployed as needed to various areas. So I cannot speak for the Bahamas and so on, but I know that they are down to receive services. It may not necessarily be from the Comfort because, as I said, the Comfort has a schedule of operations that they must complete. But the other ships will definitely be going to regions like where it has either man-made or natural disasters.
I've seen one individual say, forget Grenadians, go to the Bahamas. And the thing is that the English, because the Bahamas is actually
That's right.
a Commonwealth territory, they have a medical vessel there right now.
Thank you.
That has Grenadians on it working.
Thank you.
So they have medical facilities
that
there.
is correct.
And the U.S. itself, because of the proximity to Florida, they have brought over several persons. There's an article that's circulating now about a gentleman that lost his arm and so.
Yep.
And he is in Florida. They've brought over survivors from the Bahamas over to Florida who are receiving medical treatment and so on. So it's not like this is the only vessel that they have.
Exactly.
And if this vessel doesn't go, that the people at the Bahamas are doomed.
Exactly.
There are other facilities that are being offered to the individuals up there.
I always hear Devon saying people go there and read. We must read.
But what they're reading, the thing is the source of what they're reading. So
they're probably reading, but it's what they're reading.
Some people talking about things from the 1940s.
Thank you.
Some people talking about things from the 1800s. They're speaking of things from years upon years upon years ago and saying, well, okay, that's what they come to do now. I mean, the bottom line is this. You need the treatment.
Go get it. Simple.
And please avoid discouraging other people. If you don't want to go, don't
That's
go
fine,
because other than that, we know that the ship is completing its mission on Friday. Should be leaving Saturday or when.
And it will be heading to St. Lucia next.
Yeah. And once it does that, we know that probably by the following week, we're going to see some people passing with a motorcade again.
That's the point.
And some people passing with their raffle sheet and their donation sheets again, saying that they need help and going around to different business places and saying, we need help, we need help, we need help, we need help. Here's an opportunity. You've got your child. You realize the child had to sit down in the front of the class. They can't see properly. They need their glasses. Here's an opportunity. Even if they have to miss a day out of school, it is something that's going to help them for the rest of their school life and their life.
That is true.
Bring them. And while you're there getting the glasses done, check up on them. You never know because I'm seeing children turning up with leukemia, 8, 9 years old, and different things like that. So you bring them, do the other tests as well. While you're there, take the opportunity. Folks, we're quickly running out of time. Any final words? I seen Brittany saying she's scared of dentists and she had no problem with her wisdom tooth extraction when she went down there. Excellent service.
Nice. Nice.
And she's also saying people need to educate themselves. It's disheartening to see many persons so negative about the medical ship coming here. And these people are saying that. But there are dental teams that come from the United States every year to Grenada.
Right.
There are people that do, I believe they do heart and so on.
That's correct.
There are teams that come. Chores does come down.
Chores does come down.
So there are different teams that come from North America, both Canada and the United States.
The Lions Club does mobilize. SGU does mobilize. Just recently they had some people at the stadium, a few weeks before the Comfort ship got here. They had some people at the stadium doing the exact same things.
I remember, Sheldon, way back growing up in the 70s, early 70s, right there in Queen's Park, where the old Queen's Park was, there was a big center by a U.S. medical team giving injections for typhoid fever and these type of things way back in the 70s. And we have had good results, right, with these medical practitioners from ever since. We have not heard of any major problems with visits by medical practitioners from abroad visiting Grenada. And that should be a lesson, that should be a eye-opener for us. Pay attention, seek your information, and do what you have to do. It's your health. Don't let somebody else tell you that you're not healthy or don't go and take care of your health.
Yeah, and I'm seeing an article here that was just sent to me by the U.S. Navy saying they've not received a formal request from the Bahamas for assistance as of yet. That, look, they have the comfort in the region, but they have not received a formal request. They don't just send the boat. In these situations, they don't just send. They have a thing planned for here.
That's right.
But if they receive that, then
they will go.
Yeah. So the folks in Carriacou worrying about if the boat coming, again, it's not coming up, but you can come down. All right? You can come down.
Arrangements are made for you. See, just come down.
Just come down. Come down, come down, come down. All right, and the crew also delivered 2 babies before returning to North. Well, the boat always do not. That's when it was in Puerto Rico and other areas, and they are willing, but there has not been a formal request. That's just for those people who are saying, go Bahamas.
I want to ask a question. Funny though. So those babies that were delivered on the ship, they are U.S. citizens?
No. No, don't try that one. It's in Grenadian waters.
I like that one, Devon. I like that one.
They could apply and see.
Yeah.
If it's I think the law is, no, it's in Grenadian waters, but if a child were born on a U.S. embassy, like you go in the U.S. embassy and you make a child, it's on U.S. soil. So that is a U.S. citizen. I think technically.
The rate of the president is going at now is getting difficult.
Right now, me really care about the president because it's under him that the boat come here. So and it's offering all these services.
Exactly. So we are concerned about our health.
Yeah.
Get out there and be part of that, that I call it extravaganza. Come on. We have so much of problems with our health that we face every day, and yet for all you don't want to do it.
We are out of time, but, Prime Minister Mitchell made a reference to that. Because, Prime Minister has been chairman of a number of subcommittees, right? I mean, so he knows what he's speaking about. No one cannot tie up Dr. Mitchell on that because Prime Minister is a boss. And Prime Minister made that reference yesterday. It's the same conditions you will see throughout the entire region. The same challenges in health. The same questions are being asked. He also made mention of the fact that health is one of the most sensitive things when it comes to any election, any part of the world. And he said, so to be having a ship here that can bring services that are so much needed, to people throughout the region. He see, bringing the entire region together. And it makes so much sense.
Mm-hmm. And something, I feel I had to send a message to Rich. He's at the Walter Reed Medical. Let me see if we could get in contact with him and let him call in. I feel if Grenadians hear from a fellow Grenadian, it might assist. So I'm going to send a message to him during the day and see if we can get him on tomorrow, even if it's for a few minutes, even if we have to call him, to get him for a few minutes so that we can have that conversation in relation to this vessel and the services that it's offering. And we know any final words, gentlemen, because I keep all you longer than all you should have stayed in the first place and know how it go, because all you had to head to the 2 sites and coordinate as usual. Any final bits of information for the people?
My final bit of information is that because of where I sit and I know the extent of the surgeries and the waiting lists, to me, that is the biggest part that I'm really, really hopeful about. I know the other general services and so on, people are going to get it, but I know the agony people undergo, having to wait for surgery and having to pay for those surgeries. And because the waiting list is so long, they are now forced to access the service in the private sector. And, to my mind, that is the part that touches me a lot more. I want to get more people down there to get the surgeries.
All right, wonderful. So, folks, I'll leave a space in the line for me down at the stadium and for Devon. Folks, this is all. Kevin, any final thing before we go, man?
The only thing I want to say to Grenadians, please go to any one of the sites, capitalize on the services. Prevention, an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. That's all I am going to say.
Yes, indeed. And I'm taking both all your advice are going now. Right, folks, that is all the time we have for Hard Talk today. It's been wonderful having you, gentlemen. And we'd like to thank both of you because I know it has been not just over the past few days, but the past couple of weeks. That's right. Because I was going through a certain place and I bounced up Kevin together with the U.S. Embassy staff and so on, organizing from day one. So I know it's been a couple of weeks that you all have been organizing for this, and I know what it takes. It's not just talk on radio. It's actually physically getting in there and having to help set up this and set up that and so on, and assisting on different levels. And in particular, Dr. Martin, who also has to operate as a doctor and operate as from the Ministry of Health. And we know he's a patriotic Grenadian, so he's doing whatever he can do to make sure that as many Grenadians as possible benefit from these types of visits. And we'd like to thank you so very much, Doc. I think that's one of the people we had. We will talk, Devon. Me and you go talk. Yeah. We go talk. So I'd like to thank you all so very much. Folks, that's all the time we have for Hard Talk today. It's been wonderful being here with you. I'd like to thank our guest, Mr. Kevin Frederick. He is the Information Officer in the Ministry of Health. Dr. Francis Matt. What's your official capacity? Senior Medical Officer with the Ministry of Health. So we'd like to thank both of you for being here with us today. Folks, remember, go on out, because if you go to one of them now, you're bouncing up me and Devon. All right, we are out of here. In everything you say and do it safe and secure. I want to be speaking to and with you.
Not about you.
We are out.
Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new national party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
If you think safety rules are a pain, try having an accident. Drive safely. A message from the Traffic Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force.
Grenada's economy is heading for its 7th year of consistent growth, averaging over 5%. Unemployment was reduced by 20%, while debt to GDP ratio was reduced from 108% to 63.5%. NNP committed to the economic and social development of our people. NNP delivering on the promise.
Prime Minister says government is clear on intentions to improve operations of cabinet. Details to this story and more in the national report. Welcome back. With the details to the news of Friday, September 13th, I am Sherry and Noel. Prime Minister Dr. The Right Honourable Keith Mitchell says the new cabinet manual, which was approved 3 months ago, speaks to the clear intentions of his administration to improve the operations of cabinet. He was addressing his cabinet colleagues and permanent secretaries at the start of a workshop to implement the new cabinet procedures. Pointing out that it took a significant amount of time and resources to get to this stage, Dr. Mitchell urged cabinet members to adhere to the rules to effectively perform their required duties.
The benefits of the procedural changes included in the new cabinet manual include more strategic cabinet meetings, colleagues with smaller agendas, less time spent on routine issues, more time for in-depth discussion on how to address our nation's major priorities as reflected in the government's medium-term agenda and other developmental plans.
The manual also includes text on a new process for proposed legislation and for more consultations in preparing policy proposals. He says further consultations will ensure sound decisions are taken, with all sectors working together to achieve common goals.
The revised template, therefore, for cabinet submission must prompt ministers to include evidence, and therefore ministers have to insist that their permanent secretary do no less. Provide evidence and analysis to support those proposals so that we can be assured that we be choosing the most effective options and can implement it with adequate resources and management. It also would include a summary of preparation of a summary of implementation plans. It's no point. We'll come up with the best decisions and policy, initiative, and activities. And then the implementation is not there.
Dr. Mitchell says once understood and implemented in the right format, the end product will be a stronger cabinet secretariat. The workshop sought to assist ministries through their ministers and permanent secretaries to utilize the most important templates required under the new procedures for submissions to Cabinet. The project was initiated in 2017 by Cabinet with support from the World Bank, and the new manual was approved in June of 2019. Cabinet Secretary Mrs. Beryl Isaac says while the new manual is consistent with the practices of countries with a cabinet system similar to that in Grenada, it is suited to our context.
Today's engagement is part of our change management strategy that was developed jointly with Dr. Johnston, and we will be reaching out to different levels of the public service in sessions like this one to secure widespread acceptance of and compliance with the procedures in the manual. It will soon become evident through this engagement that the new manual emphasizes greater use of evidence in preparing policy proposals for cabinet submissions.
The initiative, she says, was born out of the realization that there is need for greater efficiency and effectiveness in the delivery of public services.
At a time characterized by resource constraints and increasing citizens' demands, it is critical that we examine and improve our practices to make the best use of our resources and deliver better services to our people. The new Cabinet Procedures Manual is the product of an attempt to do just that. In 2017 and the years following, the Cabinet Office received technical assistance from the World Bank to conduct a comprehensive review of the Cabinet procedures. This process was inclusive and incorporated the inputs of ministers and permanent secretaries. The review was led by the World Bank consultant, Dr. Mark Johnson, who has extensive knowledge of cabinet systems, having worked, and he's still working, with several cabinets throughout the world.
David Hopking, Acting Policy Development Officer in the Cabinet Office, told the ministers and permanent secretaries that it is important to see the workshop in the context of the roles and functions of the office, the highest administrative office in the public service.
Therefore, we are the center of excellence. Basically, Cabinet Office is expected to support the Prime Minister and his cabinet in effectively delivering on government's programs. The Cabinet Office is responsible for coordinating the effective implementation of government policies, systems, and procedures, and the overall performance of the public service for efficient administration of government.
Dr. Johnston Mark, World Bank advisor and consultant who was instrumental in developing the new Cabinet Manual of Procedures, encouraged ministers and permanent secretaries to use every opportunity to engage on any aspects of the text needing clarity.
But it's been very much a joint effort. There have been quite a number of the changes that are in this new manual are initiatives of the Cabinet Office, not from me. Hoping that you all contribute enthusiastically to this day. There's quite a bit of time spent on the program of people making contributions and working things through. And I would particularly like to thank everyone for the opportunity to be here.
This is the National Report. More news after the break.
Prepare for hurricane. Prepare for hurricane. Make sure you have your radio and your batteries too. Waterproof flashlight candles will do. Tin stuff, garbage bag, first aid kit. Come on people, make sure you have it. Clean water in a container and a hurricane plan. Hear me no man.
Hurricane damage is beyond your control. Surviving the aftermath is up to you. Have a hurricane plan. It can save your life and your family too.
Prepare for hurricane. Your hair, prepare for hurricane.
Welcome back. A two-member delegation from the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation in Agriculture wrapped up a 3-day visit to Grenada on Friday as part of moves to provide additional support in the modernization of this country's agriculture sector. Details in this story by Mina Booker, Public Relations Officer in the Ministry of Agriculture.
The mission provided an opportunity for ICA to get a better understanding of some of the challenges the agriculture sector faces, so as to put in context the significance of the contributions made to the Marabou Abattoir.
ICA sees itself as an integral partner to ensure that we respond to the priority needs of the member states as it relates to what are the challenges and the key issues that will advance the agricultural sector. There are various ways in which we add value to working with our member states. For example, we have technical experts, we have a lot of research material, and one of the things the Minister highlighted this morning was the whole question of R&D, research and development. We have networks with various institutions, other international, regional institutions, as well as community groups. We also have some resources that we get from our member states, as well as we mobilize from other institutions, donor agencies that we can bring to support the various countries. In particular, we have provided some support to this abattoir as one of the, I wouldn't say flagship, but one of the initiatives we have made a commitment to supporting the government of Grenada.
That's Ms. Beverly Best, ICA's Director of External and Institutional Relations. The ICA delegation met with ministers and permanent secretaries of the Ministry of Agriculture and Foreign Affairs respectively. Following a meeting with the Minister of Agriculture and Lands, Honorable Yolande Bain Hosford, on Thursday 12th September, the delegation, comprising of Ms. Beverly Best and Mr. Greg Rollins, ICA's representative in the Eastern Caribbean, ECS, visited the Marabou Abattoir, a facility that ICA has been supporting. They were accompanied by Mr. Derek Charles, ICA's national specialist in Grenada. ICA became involved in the project in 2018 when a request was made by the Ministry of Agriculture for technical support. Mr. Greg Rollins, ICA's representative in the Eastern Caribbean, based in St. Lucia, foresees that the abattoir will contribute to an increased production in livestock.
I think the abattoir is in fairly good shape. It is a facility that really would allow for the expansion of the livestock industry here in Grenada. Obviously, there's a need for some work to be done, and this is what ICA is doing. We are working with the government of the Ministry of Agriculture and with other agencies to see how we can help to get the abattoir to a point where it's at, state of the art, but also serve as a basis, most importantly, for the increase in the production of livestock.
In June of this year, the organization conducted an assessment of the equipment of the facility and exposed several workers at the abattoir to safety regulations when using equipment. Chief Livestock and Veterinary Officer Dr. Keemond Cummings expressed the ministry's gratitude for ICA's continued support.
I want to say thank you to Ms. Bess and Mr. Rollins for the visit here today. The ministry is committed to working with ICA. ICA has been a partner with the Ministry of Agriculture for quite a long time, and we continue to be working with ICA. ICA has continued to keep supporting us, and we are really grateful to have these two delegates here from ICA today.
For the Ministry of Agriculture's Public Relations Unit, I am Mina Booker.
The U.S. Navy hospital ship USNS Comfort is now in Grenada waters, in preparation for its week-long assignment administering free medical care to Grenadians from September 15th to 20th. Dr. Francis Martin, Senior Medical Officer in the Ministry of Health, says they have been conducting discussions for about 2 months in preparation for the visit, and having done due diligence are satisfied that all on board are qualified to provide professional medical care to Grenadians. While people will be required to visit the Trade Center, Kirani James Athletic Stadium for screening, there is a list of people at the General Hospital in need of surgery who will be automatically taken to the ship.
The ship would be for more serious services and surgeries, especially surgeries that have been pre-arranged. In the General Hospital, we have a waiting list of persons needing surgeries for cataracts and hernias and so on. We've sat with the medical director and went through the list of persons who were on the waiting list, 18 months to get surgery. And we've sorted those out and see some of those who can receive surgeries under the ship. Those have been listed. They will be called during the day today and tomorrow. And they are expected to come to the stadium tomorrow so that the surgeons on the ship can actually get to see them and look at them and make sure that they're ready for surgery. And first thing Sunday morning, their surgeries will be given to them, and those are people who are pre-arranged at the General Hospital. There are some people who probably are not pre-arranged at the General Hospital, but you know you're a person who needs that kind of surgery. You don't have to wait to be called from the hospital. You can come down to the site, and once you're deemed requiring the service, they'll take you out to the ship.
The ship will conduct approximately 100 onboard surgeries, provide medical services at the 2 land-based medical walk-in sites, and support community outreach to address public health issues. Onboard surgeries will fall under the categories of ophthalmology, general surgery, orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, wound care, and urology. Adult medical services, pediatric medical services, dental, physical therapy, and dermatology will be offered at the walk-in medical sites, which will operate from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. each day on a first-come, first-served basis. Dr. Martin says all is in place to ensure adequate follow-up care where necessary.
At the exit of the ship after surgery, we have Grenadian healthcare providers who are going to take a note of everybody receiving surgery and to be able to plan their follow-up management. And it's very critical because the Grenadian healthcare providers understand the systems very well. And of course the follow-up will take place either at the General Hospital or the community clinic, depending on the circumstances of their surgeries.
The visit of the USNS Comfort is part of the ship's 5-month deployment to Latin America and the Caribbean on a medical assistance mission. And with this, we come to the end of the National Report for Friday, September 13, 2019. Recapping the top story, Prime Minister says government is clear on intentions to improve operations of Cabinet. On behalf of the entire news and production team, I am Sharian Noel, thanking you for viewing.